Table. We are back with a new update concerning the Zimbabwe Exemption Permit holders who are receiving SMSs from their banks indicating that they should, after the 31st of December, when their ZEPs expire, produce their new permits or face the closure of their accounts. Now, we have written to both the Department of Home Affairs and some banking institutions that we believe that Zimbabweans who hold the Zimbabwe Exemption Permits are banking with, trying to seek clarifications on whether or not these banking institutions will still extend their services to the Zimbabweans who hold the ZEP after the 31st of December, even before they produce their new permits or a receipt from the Zimbabwe exemption, from the VFS Global. So now, as we await the response from Home Affairs, we have received some responses from some of the banks which say that the Department of Home Affairs has not yet written to them to indicate or to request leniency for those that hold the Zimbabwe Exemption Permit. So what they are saying is that they have seen the statements that have come from that were issued by the Department of Home Affairs, but that doesn't mean that those statements hold water because they operate under law and under the FICA regulations. Everyone who has a bank account should have at least a permit that allows them to be here legally. So they say that for as long as this statement has not been communicated to them officially, they do not promise anything for those that do not produce the new permits by the 31st of December. And now the Department of Home Affairs is yet to respond to us, but we will update you as and when they have responded. But this is what the banks are saying, that they haven't received anything from the Department of Home Affairs. And also the second thing is that we are not sure what is going to happen after the 31st of December, because our belief is that most of those who hold the Zimbabwe Exemption Permit, especially those who are domestic workers, those who do general work, may not have applied for the new mainstream permits because most of them do not qualify, and so far they have not been given any waivers as they seek to apply. And then we also have received, as you have seen in one of our videos, where the CEO of IBN Immigration Solutions, Mr. Andreas Krensel, says that he doesn't believe that many of these ZEP holders will be able to apply for new permits before the 31st of December. And he argues that the VFS offices are closing on the 17th of December, which means that many of the ZEP applicants will not have applied by then. And the offices will only open maybe first week of January or mid-January, which means many people will, face the expiry of their permits before they even write or before they even make applications for new ones. Now, we sought clarification from these banks as to whether they will still hold those accounts, they will still allow those accounts to remain in use, or they will give maybe a grace period themselves of their own. So they haven't yet responded to those questions. We hope that when we get to early next week, we'll have received the responses from the banks, which we are going to update you with. But now, we also do not know if many of the applicants would have applied going into the first week of next year or any time before before January or February, because Mr. Andreas Krensel says that in his belief there is a lot of that. There is a lot that people need to produce in the form of documentation so that they can upgrade from the ZEP to the mainstream visa. And in his own assessment, he believes that many people will not apply until maybe March or April next year, as they try to get their documents in order. So which means that there is need for government to try and speak to the banks, to try and reach an agreement with the banks and other institutions, because statements that are made to the public without communication or without being turned or without being supported by any form of law tend to be a bit problematic going forward. So our advice to those who have been receiving SMSs from their banking institutions indicating that they should produce their new permits, our advice is that instead of just sitting down and hoping that these banks will be lenient with you, you need to, as an individual, get up, go to the banking institution, try and find out for yourself what they are going to do after the 31st of December, provided that you will not have applied and you will not be carrying the VFS receipt that is a mandate, that is mandatory for you to be given that lenience, which on its own has not been extended to the banks by government. We believe that you need to go there, find out on your own what you should do, go to the banking institution, produce that message, tell them what you've been told by government, and then ask from them if they have their own leniency, if they have their own grace period that they are extending to you. If they fail to promise you anything, you are better safe than sorry. You would rather take a personal decision that is going to benefit you at the end of the day, because we are approaching January. We need school fees for our children. We will still need rent. We will still need to pay some bills. So just go there. If you are not sure of what the future holds for you after the expiry of your permit on the 31st of December, notwithstanding the grace period that the government has given you, just take the best personal decision so that at the end of the day, you are able to pay your bills. Thank you very much. For you to continue getting updates about this issue and any other related to the Zimbabwe exemption permits, please write to us, ask those questions, but do not forget to subscribe to this channel, share this video, and like it. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. My name is Mxolisi Ncube. I'm the editor of African Voice Global. Thank you very much.